dispatches from the frat house. This is take 3. I'm trying. Nothing's working with me today, you guys. I shouldn't say that. The morning went well. I thought I'd have to bicker with the printer, but I didn't like it all. I'm not over in front of my favorite tree because the wind keeps gusting and dying off. And Romany had suggested using my earbuds for when I record. But for the intro, I didn't want you to have to stare at me with earbuds hanging out my ears. So I'm kind of standing against the back of the house to see if that'll kind of muffle the wind a little bit. So you have to look at the weird background, and you can see me holding the camera. Hello. And probably watching kids walk through there. My only other option from recording here was to not record this right now at all. And like I said, you know, it's kind of a good time to do it, except for not outside. Liam is asleep. That's the other reason it's a good time to record. So I could go to the other end of the house and try to record there, but Liam is asleep, and I don't want to wake him up. That's not going to happen. So that's not an option. And right there behind me is the back room where my desk is, but I have a middle schooler using my laptop doing something very important right now. He's playing Minecraft. And I didn't want to disrupt him. He's having a good time, and I didn't want to make him move. So we're going to try this, okay? However, on take 2 of this, the garbage truck went through in front of the house, and that was very loud. And now I can see it going through the opposite side of the block over there. I just need to stop now. I just shouldn't try today. Okay, we're going to try. So you ever have a morning where you're just kind of doing your thing, you know, and having your coffee, and here, because it's summer break especially, I'm up before everybody else. I'm usually up before everybody else by a little bit. Today I was up before everybody else by a lot. There goes the garbage truck. I don't want to re-record this. I want to get it up so you guys can see it. He's almost done. So I was up before everybody else. I made my coffee and my tea, and I was checking email and checking text messages and Facebook Messenger and all that good stuff. And lo and behold, in my email inbox is an email from Fish with the new Midori Traveler's Notebook inserts from DIYFish on Etsy. And oh my goodness, I was so tickled. You guys, these are brilliant. You know, she's so stinking smart, and you'd think she can't top herself, and then she does. Seriously. Really quick to print out. No problems whatsoever, even with my touchy printer. My printer can be such a pain, and first try, no problem, printed beautifully. I'm finding part of why I like using my Midori for planning is the actual setting up of the pages, because in my Midori I don't have to punch any holes, right? In my Filofax, which I love my Filofax, I only have a single hole punch, like the kind you maybe used to have when you were a kid. You can punch one hole at a time, right? That's what I have. And I can punch maybe 4 pages at a time. So doing the pages when I use a 2-page per day calendar in my Filofax, there are 6 holes in each page, and I can punch about 4 pages at a time, 1 hole at a time. So it takes a while. That's the part that by far takes the longest. So I'm kind of liking doing it in the Midori because it's really quick. You just have to fold everything in half and trim off one side, and you're good to go. So I want to show these to you. There are 2 versions available in the DIYFish shop on Etsy right now. There's one just for the month of August. That one is $6 US, so you can try it for a month and see if you like it. Here comes the wind, guys. Hang on tight. Wind. Sorry. We're going to try. And then there is a version, it's the same thing, but it's August through December of 2014, so you've got it for the rest of the year. I love having all these trees in the background, but I'll tell you what, when we get a bad storm, it's a mess. In the fall, it's a big mess, and then the wind can just be really loud because, darn it, I'm trying to record. So the one that is a booklet per month, and it's every month, August through December of 2014, that one is $20 US. Now, I believe there might be a version coming that is also a 2-page per day. What's in there right now is your monthly calendar, your monthly chart, weekly calendar, weekly chart. That extra page that Fish offered kind of as an add-on is kind of like one column is a colorful weekly calendar, and the other side of that's a checklist. It's really good for meal planning. That is in there, and then a day on one page. So like I said, I believe there's a day on 2 pages coming, but I don't think it's going to be too soon here. So you guys, I'm going to show these to you. I printed out August, got it all ready to go, and we're going to hope we don't blow away here in the wind. So you guys, go show Fish some love, And thank you for tolerating the weird background and any children who may have possibly been walking through and waving because I wasn't looking. So I'll label the screen if they did walk through and wave. One of the takes earlier, Hunter was back there making faces, so I'm gonna slap it right on the screen and call him out. Oh, Liam's awake. I can see him down there. Okay, I gotta go in. Liam's awake. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I keep trying to work around the noise of the garbage trucks. And if I keep doing that, this is never going to get recorded. So we're going to try this again. This is the DIYFish Midori Traveler's Notebook regular size insert for the month of August. Version 2.2 is what she's calling it. Like I said before, I'll put all the links down there so you guys can go check it out. Everything prints each month, prints in one booklet. It was super easy, you guys. I didn't have to bicker with the printer one time, and that printer's goal in life is to make sure that I have to bicker with it as much as humanly possible. So I won today only because Fish is smart. That's the only reason I won today. So let me show you what I did here. Like I said before, I don't stitch mine together or staple them or anything. Just in case I want to slide anything in or take anything out, I just use an extra elastic. However, that is my last extra elastic. I'm going to have to track down some more. So I just threw some washi tape on the cover really fast. And somebody had asked me, I'm going to go through comments and questions tonight and tomorrow and answer them because I have a little stockpile of them. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm trying to keep up. Somebody had asked where I got this washi tape, this periodic table washi tape. It was either Michael's or Joann's craft stores. I could not tell you which. I want to say it was Michael's, but it was definitely one or the other. So that's where that came from. Thank you for asking. I don't remember who asked, but I will definitely be answering your comment as well. But just in case you're watching this, Michael's or Joann's. So here is what comes in this new setup. First page is your monthly chart that folds out. Okay? And the back side of that is your monthly calendar. A little checklist. So this could be, you know, maybe really important dates this month, really important tasks that you have to get done this month, bills maybe, you know, there's a million things you could use that for. And then the next page is just a nice empty spot for notes and another checklist. Okay? And then the next page is your weekly whatever planner. So I've seen a ton of people use this as a meal planner. What I am thinking, I don't do meal planning, honestly. I kind of figure out what we're going to want for the week and just get everything for it. I put it all onto my shopping list. I do still use my pre-printed shopping list where I just highlight what I need. But because we have so many people in the house, I am forever getting the, hey, when you go to the store, could you get me this? Hey, I'm running out of that. And I may have already done all my highlighting and got the grocery list ready to go, or I don't have it right in front of me at that moment. So I usually tell them, write it on a Post-it note, slap it on the day in my book. So they know to write it on a Post-it note, put it on whatever day is open on my planner, and then I'll find it. But this will help me not miss those things, because inevitably I'll forget somebody's deodorant or somebody's saline solution, and I'll have to make a trip back. So otherwise, I was thinking about using this for projects. I want to make sure I'm staying on top of the projects. Like I said in my last video, I'm coming out of my kind of June month of the brain cramp. So if I can do one thing, if I work on, you know, focusing on one project per week, I will do bits and pieces from all the projects. But if I have a big project that's going on, making sure I get one task per day done, or if I keep this list solely tasks relating to whatever projects are going on, then I won't miss them, because I hate it when I fall behind with stuff like that. So that is your next page. And then from there you have the first week of August, the weekly calendar and your weekly chart. Okay, and just like before, everything lines up. So here are all your Mondays, here's Monday of this week. Here are all the Tuesdays, here's the Tuesday of this week. And I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but the font is a little bit different on this one. Let me see if I can see the font. Isn't it cute? I love it. I absolutely love the font. It's small, but you can still read it. At least I'm not having a problem, and I'm half blind. So that is what that looks like. Okay, so we're familiar with this. You know, your weekly calendar, your weekly chart. Again, spots up top maybe for like super high priority tasks. Empty spot here, maybe, you know, you could do a quote for the week or decorating, anything like that. And then your weekly chart, that's, you know, your typical weekly chart we're all used to. And then your day on one page begins. Again, that tiny spot at the top for an extra checklist. And Fish has posted a video showing how she uses this page. I'll link to that down below. This top part's a lot the same. Yeah, I feel your weather and then how many cups of, coffee, tea, water, whatever, if you want to track all of them. That's what I do. I put a C in there for if I've had a cup of coffee. I've been drinking coffee with a tea bag in it. I started that a couple months ago and I like it so much I haven't stopped. I also track my water on there when I remember to do it. My water I usually just do throughout the day and my glass sits in the fridge so it stays cold. So I'm not so good about tracking the water. I'm better about drinking it than I am tracking it. And then this column, it's kind of hard to see. I can kind of see it in the iPad, but I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Let me see if I can scoot this up. You've got your times, just like before, and they run 1 a.m. to midnight. Okay, so there are your times. So you can feasibly use either side. If you like for me, I like my times to run on the left side of whatever I'm scheduling. So I would put in the schedule for the day over here, and then this I would use for notes. The columns are the same size, so you could do it the other way. You could write your appointments over here and your notes on this side if you wanted. That's perfectly fine too. Whatever side you're not using for appointments, you can use for tasks. If you're one of those people like I am, especially in the summer, where I just kind of keep track of what I've been doing, there aren't as many appointments going on, but the days kind of run into each other and a lot of last minute stuff comes up. The kids make last minute plans and whatnot, and I'll just feel like I lose days and I don't know what I did. So in the summer, I do tend to kind of, okay, from this time to this time I worked on this. From this time to this time, we went to the park, whatever. And it's just kind of a really fast way to journal, and so that I don't feel like I'm being completely lazy. So there's a day on a page. Now, as I said, my understanding is Fish is coming out with a version that has a day on 2 pages. But I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know if it'll be soon. I have no idea. So, but I know it's, pardon me, I know it is in the works. So that is the end of that first week of August. And then here is the 4th through the 10th of August. Same thing. Your colored calendar, shopping list, task list, whatever you want it to be. That's what I love about this page. You make it whatever you want it to be. Weekly calendar, days line up, your weekly chart, and then your day per page. I love that. I love it. I am so tickled. So that runs for the whole month. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Runs all the way through. The one other thing I wanted to show you guys, when you see this monthly fold out, I printed this on letter size paper. Here comes the wind. And if you look at the size of this, you're thinking, well, how is that printed on letter size paper? Here's how smart Fish is. I'm going to fold that back in. Because that's the first page of the booklet, there's a tiny bit left because it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay? These are 8.5 by 11 folded in half, and then you trim off the edge. All right? This one you're folding here. So there is a little bit left. And this is what holds it. Okay, sorry if there's a little jump there, guys. The memory was full on the iPad because I didn't clean out old videos. So what I was saying was this page up here is held in by the rest of that page. It's 8.5 by 11 paper. Now, if you use this like I'm going to be using it, you won't be carrying the September booklet with you. I'm not going to have the September booklet. I'm going to have the current month's booklet, and that is it. I have a booklet in there for notes, so I don't need to be, I may even be able to stick to the day on one page just because I have that extra notebook for notes in there. So notes that I know darn well I'm going to be referring back to, and I may not want archived because I may have to keep digging them out all the time. I can put in that notebook. This I'm going to use for upcoming planning. So as things come up throughout the month of August that either I have to do in September or places I have to be in September, like appointments, that is what you can put here. And then even where it folds, you can even feasibly trim this off. I don't know that I will. There's enough there, especially if you sew it together. There's enough, I don't know what you would call this little spot here, but there's enough between, see the line where you would sew it? It's marked sew. So this is the line where if you're going to bind this with stitching, this is where it would be sewn, and right in there. And this dotted line here, you can cut it and take it right off. So that is where all of my forward planning for September, October, whatever, because obviously it'll be the school year, that forward planning stuff comes up a lot. And that's marked on the front and the back. So you could do one for September, one for October, whatever works for you. Master task list if you want. So I thought that was brilliant. I have been wondering, I kind of like cobbled together my personal size DIYFish pages to use in my Filofax, or in my Midori, before One Book July started. That's what I did for May and June. And this was the page that I really wondered, when she told me she was working on something for the Midori, I wondered how she'd handle this page. I had kind of found a workaround that wasn't all that fantastic, but this is brilliant because you have forward planning with you. And it won't get lost in a notebook. You know, if I start writing forward planning stuff into my notebook that's just like notes, I'm going to cobble it in with other stuff. And I know my brain, my sieve-like brain, right, guys? I may lose that stuff. If I don't, you know, throw a tab on that page right away so that I remember it's there, I'll probably lose it. So forward planning, master task list. You know, let me know what you guys think. If you think of a way you're going to use this that is maybe different than that, give me a holler and let me know. So that is the new version 2.2 Midori Traveler's Notebook Inserts in regular size from DIYFish. Like I said, all our links will be down there. And let me know what you guys think, okay? If you get this and you get it all set up, show everybody. I am not going to set this up right now beyond the, you know, I print it and I cut it and threw a cover on it, slapped an elastic in it. Now I'm just going to put it down. I have a page in my book for One Book July that is, or a couple pages, that's all forward planning for August. So I'm going to set this aside until the end of July, and then I'll probably spend August 1st frantically filling this in. So I'll show you guys once I get it all filled in how it's going. So that'll be probably first or second week of August. I'll show you guys. Okay? Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.